Hey Mermaid, what's up, what's up? Thank you for engaging with the live. Hope you're well. Just kind of here. Thank you for the heart, mate. I appreciate it. If you'd like me to pull your card, I can. Or if you have a question, I don't know. Thank you for the gifts. Also, I'm looking at two different screens. That's why I'm like looking back and forth. Hey Mary. Yeah, sure. So we have the Emperor and the World, two major arcana, so relatively big. And what I had heard with the Emperor is something about the notion that you have the ability to make choices and I'm sorry that I'm speaking this way. I don't know why I'm speaking this way, but 12:11 on the clock. But yeah, the Emperor and the World. Something about taking charge. You know what I mean? Like putting yourself first and really understanding that you do have the ability to steer your life in the right direction. You know, I don't know all the details of what you're going through, but like, you know, for the World card to be here also, it can talk about peace and finality. So, you know, there's like a sense of peace with yourself or whatever that's coming, if not already here, obviously, as you said, you need to pick me up. I don't know, like I feel the energy, like I get it, and I like send you love if you're open to it. Everything's temporary, man. Whatever you're going through is temporary, you know. A year from now, you'll probably be like, you know what I mean? What was I even thinking about? What was I even worried about? Hopefully, I don't know. If you set the right intentions and, you know what I mean? If you're taking the right actions, was basically what those cards were saying. The Emperor, he's in charge of his life. He's in charge of his business, etc., etc. He takes action. He's proactive. You know, he just makes sure things are taken care of. So, I don't know. I hope that helps. I hope that's useful. Ashe, ashe. Page of Pentacles. Or I guess you'll just stick around, is what you meant to say. Hello, welcome. I'm in two places at once, so if I happen to look over, that's why. How's it going? It's groovy. Thanks for tapping the screen, Mermy. I appreciate it. I kept typing the wrong letters. I don't know if that really helps, but. Hello, welcome, welcome. How's it going? I'm just kind of here if you want to hang out. I was doing typing stuff, but now it's just like, I don't know. If you like a reading, there's a description button. If you're on TikTok, there's no description button. But sorry, my feet. Not to be gross, but Mermaid, I thought you said you had to go. Thank you for sticking around, but if you have to get sleep, I guess you have to get sleep, right? Right? I assume that meant that you were leaving, but I guess you didn't explicitly say that you were leaving. I have a few more days until I'm not restricted anymore. Let me see. I'm trying to like... There's a bunch of notifications in the way. That's not what I meant to do, but here we are. I'm restricted, that's why nobody else is here. Because they're not showing my video to like people's For You page. I'm trying to click the button, but there's a bunch of notifications in the way. You can't see. Man. Why does that keep happening? Okay. Yeah, I have 7 more days on this page. I didn't mean to rhyme. But yeah, 7 more days on this page. And then on my other page, I think I have one more day, actually, because it'll be undone, unrestricted on the 23rd. But YouTube doesn't restrict people, so what's your favorite way to spend a lazy weekend? That's the question that YouTube just asked. I mean, personally, I think laziness is like a disease, but you didn't hear that from me. Welcome, hello, how's it going? But yeah, I feel like they're trying to suppress me. On TikTok, at least. Hey, we're at 1K. I don't know if that means anything, but thanks. Hello, welcome. Oh my god, Amy, is that you? What's up? I'm just kind of here. If you want to hang out, I don't know. If you want to ask any questions or whatever. Lazy weekends, crockpot dinner, laundry. What is crockpot? That sounds like an insult, but I think you mean like the crockpot. I know what you mean, never mind. That's a funny word. Walking dog. You have a dog. That's cool. Yeah, that was the question. To the other person who just joined on YouTube, they asked, "What's your favorite way to spend a lazy weekend?" Once again, I think laziness is a disease, but I thought it was a fun question. So, anyways. Also, it's Tuesday. So I think it's also kind of funny that they asked me that, or they put the question at least. It's Tuesday. Why are we thinking about the weekend? Am I the only one? Is that a weird thought? Amy, thank you so much for tapping the screen. If you'd like a card pull, you can ask. You're welcome to ask. Of course, if you'd like a reading, it's $15 million. Am I fooling myself being with Alfred? That's a beautiful way to ask that, he said sarcastically. What's going on with Alfred Hitchcock? Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, so what's going on with Alfred Hitchcock? I'm sorry that I keep saying Alfred Hitchcock. What's going on with Alfred? I'm gonna do this. I did this earlier. Ooh, that's a beautiful question. I messed up, but yeah, I don't think you noticed. Okay, what's going on with Alfred? Okay, so what am I supposed to say? What do I say to that? Because what? The card that came out was Habits. I don't know if we will ever change. Is the card that came out. What's at the bottom of the deck? This is how I feel. There's the regret card. Captain Cake, what's up, what's up? Good evening. Hope you're well. I'm in two places at once, so if you see me looking back and forth and talking back, that's why. Okay, so Mermaid, we have habits. I don't know if we will ever change. So there is this energy of unconsciousness, is that the way to say it? Unawareness. I don't know. I don't know the details, but I just get the sense that there's a lot of things that are not necessarily made conscious that might need to be made conscious. The other person who's in the chat asked about healing, and that would be a relevant energy for your situation. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that need to kind of be unpacked and addressed, and I am not necessarily open to doing that in this moment, but you know what I mean. Thank you for the like, but there are plenty of beautiful people out there who could help you, and in theory I could help you if you join the Patreon and you know what I mean, hit me up over there. But that's really kind of the energy that I get. There's a rose in the imagery, and so I mean that's a good sign, I guess. I don't know. I'll pull you one more card, and then I'm gonna move on to Amy's question. Oh, you said here, not heal. I misread her. I thought she said heal. Either way, it still applies. I really thought she said heal. What do I need to heal? With an L. But it was an R. Actually, this is R in sign language. I only know my name, my first name. Tariq. And obviously, I guess I could, ART, right? I don't know, whatever. That was art. I spelled art. What's the second card for Mermaid, please? What's going on for Mermaid? I guess this became like a mini reading. We have dishonesty and mistakes. Yeah, I don't know. This seems like a really karmic situation. Feels like there's a lot of lessons that need to be learned. Um, and that's really the only thing that would definitely that's the only thing that would like help make the situation smoother. You know what I mean? Is how I get it. But yeah, that's what I have for you, Mermy. Let's focus on honesty and truth within our connection. You know what I mean? Um, or don't, or lie away. I mean, no judgment, whatever you want to do, but that's what comes through in the cards. Anyways, I hope that it was helpful. I'm gonna switch decks. What does Amy need to hear? Yay! What does Amy need to hear right now? What does Amy need to hear? I'm gonna do the same thing that I did. I'm gonna be a little bit consistent. I messed up, but it doesn't really matter. I messed up. We have King of Swords. So we have a logical energy, we have a intelligent energy, a cerebral mind energy. This could say a lot of different things for you, Amy. Obviously, I don't know you personally. I don't know the specific details, but like generally, there's like an energy of communication. Like, I'll pull another card. Can I get a little bit of clarity? Oh, somebody's dying. Everybody's dying. Do you see that? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Look how cute it is, though. Nobody's dying. I don't think anybody's dying. That's not relevant. But maybe somebody's dying. I don't know if that resonates. But more so, I feel like there's a change in communication with the masculine energy. Um, you know what I mean? This could also be within your own masculine, you know? Maybe like the way that you take action is changing, if that makes sense. And there's an energy of like going with the flow, allowing things to change, allowing things. Right now, as I speak, I guess it is a full moon, new moon, a new moon. So that is an energy that is present. I don't really think about that stuff in the moment all the time, but that is a thing that is present right now. So that is a thing like changes and like, you know what I mean, newness. Because death is just a different phase. It's just another chapter, you know. But yeah. And once again, I guess there's also that energy of truth and honesty with the King of Swords, I guess, if we squint our eyes, if that resonates for you. I'm also picking up on like a little bit of a deception. I don't know if this is you being deceptive or like you being advised to be deceptive, or if somebody else is being deceptive, but that's the energy that comes through. King of Swords and the Death card. Thank you so much for liking the live. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's what I have for you, Amy. Hope that helps. Hope that's useful. You didn't ask anything specific, so I don't know you know what I mean, if there's anything you wanted to, but that's what comes through. You asked what you need to hear, and that's what comes through. Hopefully it's helpful. Also, bye, Captain Cake. Thank you for the like and then the leave. He just liked the live and then he left. How nice. At least I think he left. It says 0 over there. I'm not really sure what's going on. Because also, I'm pretty sure Mermy is still here over here, but it doesn't. I don't know. The numbers don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So, I'm sorry. Cheers. Hello, I'm a ghost over here. Hello, welcome. How we doing? I was just wondering. Good rising. Hello. I'm sorry for the yawn. Um, yeah, I'm here. How are you? What's groovy? Yeah, I'm also kind of just doing it. I'm just kind of here. Thank you for your presence. I don't know if if you're gonna choose to stick around, but if you'd like a card pull, you're welcome to ask. Oh, doing nothing is. I didn't. I didn't connect the dots. That's funny. Um, it wasn't even that funny, but like the fact that I didn't realize what you were saying is kind of funny. Yeah, I don't like doing live collective readings. I can do them and I will do them if I feel like in the energy, but I don't. So I'm sorry that I'm so boring. 'Cause I just wait for people to ask me questions because like live collective readings are so messy and so like all over the place. It's like, at least for me, I personally don't like it, you know. I'm over explaining. I didn't need to explain that, but that's my explanation for why I'm so boring sometimes. If I'm not like actively, you know what I mean? Or maybe I'm not that boring. Maybe I'm just shut up. Anyways, I appreciate that you would say that. Also, I look very pale over here. To undersell. Well, I think I'm already doing that by selling $2 milli readings, but I guess you're right. You're very correct. And I would hope that we can both take that advice. King of Swords again. I don't know if Amy is still here, but we have King of Swords again. That was the card that came out for you. Amy just kind of disappeared. That was kind of sus behavior, but maybe that she didn't disappear. Maybe she like dropped her phone in the toilet or something. We have the Ace of Wands and the King of Swords. So there's this energy of like, I don't know, somebody making a move, some masculine making a move, the Fool. But maybe not wanting to make a move because they are afraid of feeling like a fool, feeling like an idiot or something. For sure, yes, it came up earlier too when I shuffled. Wait, which one? The Ace of Wands and the King of Swords? That's peculiar. You know, I don't really record I record them, but I don't really take stock. Thank you for whoever like. I guess that was you. Um, that's crazy. Um, I don't really take stock of like what combination of cards come out. Um, but I feel like I can definitely tell when there's a unique like combination of cards. But generally, I don't keep track of like what combination of cards come out for me. Like I just kind of pull cards and like, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, for example, if like a bunch of aces come up, that's pretty rare. You know what I mean? Like to get like more than 2 aces at a time. Even more than 1, honestly. It's pretty rare, I'd say. What's this about? We have 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. All the Pentacles, all the monies. Oop. I dropped the 10 of Pentacles. I go with the feel. Oh, I've had that. It's funny and cool and all aces. It is. Everything's coming up aces. Do you know the song Panic at the Disco? Hey, look, no. What is it, a song? The Sun card. I know I don't need to apologize, but I'm sorry that I'm so low energy. I feel like I'm very low energy. If I wasn't on here, I might just be asleep. But then again, I don't know. Who knows? Very, very sleepy. I slept earlier. I'm just really... Justice card. Going through a shift. It's probably not a bad idea. It's probably a good idea. What you say. But then there's a but. Because maybe I will go to sleep, I don't know. I originally intended on going to sleep around like 10. It's after midnight now, so. Ugh. I feel so lazy when I do that. I know the question. I didn't come up with this question. I didn't come up with that question. That was YouTube. But I feel very lazy when I don't do anything, and I know that's something that I need to work on. But that's how I feel when I don't do anything. When I sleep for a long period of time. And I know that's not true because I know sleep is productive and I know sleep, a lot happens during sleep process, but that's just how I feel about it right now. You know? I mean, you might be right. Some down. I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes or whatever. We live in capitalism. Nobody gets to sleep until they make the cream. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on for at least like another 10 minutes, I think. But thank you for this. Thank you for the encouragement. I definitely feel like that would be a good idea, but my teeth? What did I do with my teeth? My tongue or my teeth? Also, I'm gonna change this because the way that the saturation on this is, it's kind of annoying. Hello, L. I don't know if you're actually here, but what's up? They joined. I don't know if they stayed. Are you talking about when I smile awkwardly? Like Fire Marshal Bill? I don't know who that. It says 3 people are here. What the heck? That's scary. Um, who is Fire Marshal Bill? Played by Jim Carrey. Also, oh, he was in Living Color. I didn't know Jim Carrey was on that show. Um, yeah. That's such a. I feel like that. I want to say that that's not accurate, but that is so funny either way. That you would say that. Um, I don't even see it. There's a delay with the comments, so I can't even. Gosh golly, we have the Emperor. I was showing them. I feel like I look drunk or something. I'm not. I might be a little bit marijuana high, but definitely not drunk. I don't drink. I'm also just really tired in general. Aren't you? What's your sign? Are you a Taurus or Pisces? Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Rose. How's it going? Hope you're well. But you're a Taurus or Pisces? That's so funny. Rose, if you like a card pull, you're welcome to ask. If you make sure to tap the screen. She left, I think. Well, if you come back and you decide to change your mind. Other half of Taurus, yeah. That you have a sharp mind. Most people don't think like that. And then we have the Death card, which is Scorpio. And then King of Pentacles, which could be Taurus. That balance. Wasn't that a nice synchronicity right there? That little moment. 12:44, if that matters. I don't know. If it doesn't matter. Also, generally, I just think these cards are really pretty. Also, there's nobody here as far as I'm aware on this side, so I don't think I need to show anything. But in case anybody, scrolls by, I used to do that. I used to just be like, if you'd like a card, and it worked, I guess. Like, I used to do that on TikTok. Like when nothing was happening, I would just sit there with cards like that. I don't do that anymore, but I used to do that very frequently. I don't do anything forever. I think it's because I have a lot of mutable signs in my chart. Like I don't stick to anything forever. I'm very. Scorpio is actually the opposite. They're fixed sign. Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, they're all fixed. So they're said to be more stubborn. I'm not saying you're stubborn, but they're said to be more stubborn. Fluid, yeah. Well, the official word is mutable. And then the other one is mutable is Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. And then I'm trying to think of the other one. Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, Cardinal. Cardinal is they're the beginning of each season. Like Aries is the first. I think Cancer is the beginning of like summer. I think. I could be wrong about that, but they are the cardinal signs. They're the ones who like start things, and I do have a Libra ascendant, so then there's that. But yeah, I can be, but I'm not stubborn. Well, that's good. It's good to have a flexible mind. All signs are in my chart except Gemini and Pisces. Oh wow, that's interesting. I mean, technically, if you look at your rising and you look at the houses, technically, you have all of them present somewhere. You may not have planets or like energy in those areas, but you know what I mean? Like we all have like all 12 of the signs somewhere in our chart. Mom, Gemini, Pisces. What? Gemini, Pisces? What does that mean? Those are two very far apart signs. Unless you're saying like her moon sign or something. LOL. I was confused. I was like, what? Gemini and Pisces do both talk about duality though. Like balance. Because Pisces is the fish, two fish, and then Gemini is the twins. Also, I really don't know. I still have Jim Carrey on my screen. I'm still looking at Fire Marshal Bill, but I don't get how maybe that's how it looks, but I don't understand what I was doing. Like when like that's just me smiling with my teeth. I don't usually smile with my teeth unless I'm trying to be silly. I think, yeah. I don't smile otherwise with my teeth. That's mine. Never even counted that 22 correlation. 22? Oh, the 2-2. Yeah. Yeah, Gemini, Pisces, and there's another one that talks about Cancer. Cancer also talks about duality. Just even looking at the symbol, because it's like it. I don't know how the Cancer symbol is, but it's like the two. Yeah, I think it's a 69 or something. I don't know. But now I'm thinking about it because I thought about this before. Like I've thought about this before. All of the symbols, all of the signs that talk about duality and balance. So once again, Cancer, Gemini, Libra, Cancer, Gemini, Libra, and Pisces. Yeah, those are the ones. I feel like I'm missing something, but yeah, that's really it. I would say Virgo. Yeah, Virgo can be about justice and karma. So I think that's more so in essence, though. That's more not necessarily like symbology. Because if you look at just the symbology of each of the signs, like those are the four. But if you're talking about like the principles of the sign, then Libra would be, or Virgo would be included. Two scales. Yeah, yeah, basically like the, yeah. But Virgo, I think you'd have to squint your eyes a little bit to accept that as like duality and balance. You'd have to understand that it meant that Virgo is a very service oriented, very, you know what I mean, justice based energy. I don't know. I'm just talking. I think I did upload the last live. I don't know if anybody ever cares about that, but I personally like having documentation that I was doing this. So sometimes I post these. And I posted the last live that I was doing, which was like an hour and 30 minutes, which was a long time. Well, thank you for the sentiment. I don't believe you do, but it's okay. I appreciate that you said it. Not accepting that one. Oh, you're not accepting Virgo? I think Virgo, because it's also about like cleanliness and like being like an organizational person. So like that's why I feel like it could be about balance. Also, because it is about like karma, which is balance. You know, post more of them. It takes so long. And I would post more of these too, because these are more entertaining usually. I use like when I'm not restricted. Over here is a lot more. There's a lot more going on. But I'm restricted right now, so there's not much going on. For the next 7 days on this page and the next day on my other page. That's why I've been coming on here more. Whenever I get restricted on here, I kind of come over here. But I need to stick to just having it, to being consistent with both. That's really the lesson out of that. But not all, but some, only where you feel there's a real message. Boob tube. That's funny. It is kind of weird sometimes thinking about how this is commercialized. Oh, tower card. How this is not commercialized, but like commodified, I guess. And like, yeah, and also commercialized and like watered down. Because I don't know, I feel like some people treat it like content, you know? They're like, well, it's, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but I feel like, because I sometimes listen to readers just for the sake of it, but like I still try to learn something, I still try to absorb something, you know? But you know, there's a certain element of comfort, I guess, to people who do this, I guess. So I guess I get that perspective, but I think it's also a very sacred thing. And I don't think it's something to just listen to for leisure, you know what I mean? But once again, to each their own. To each their own. I wouldn't necessarily fall asleep to a tarot reading, but I've known people I've known at least one person, I had an ex, who said they would fall asleep to tarot readings. I don't think that's very safe energetically. But then again, I don't know. Because, I mean, you never know what the next video is going to be in essence. And it's like, I don't know, like, it's a lot of energy. I wouldn't recommend somebody falling asleep to me doing this. But, I mean, have you ever done that? Have you ever fallen? Thank you for tapping the screen. I remember I got into a debate with a guy. I think it was back on Twitter. Or maybe it was TikTok. I think it was Twitter. And he would, we went back and forth, and he was talking about how we shouldn't necessarily be charging for this. And I think, looking back on it, I was thinking about this recently. I think that he was projecting his personal path Welcome in. Yes, yes. I think he was projecting his personal path on like the collective, which I have done, because I think my personal path is service. Like I want to be of service. I want to like help people how I can, and I would like to believe that everybody should feel that way, but I don't think that's necessarily how that works. You know what I mean? Um, in a perfect world, yes, I think everybody would be dedicated to some form of service, but we don't live in a perfect world. So, you know. But the moral of what I'm saying is that like don't project your personal path onto other people, I guess, because everybody's path is different, you know. I mean, he made good points. Some of the points that he made were very valid. There's always good points to anything, I guess. But in a world where money is necessary, it's kind of weird to be like, "Oh, no, you shouldn't charge for your ability, for your service." Um, I wonder where that guy is now though. Exactly, exactly. But we don't live in a perfect world. And the government is apparently shut down, and they're about to turn off food stamps and stuff. So I don't know, definitely. But and I said this to somebody else, but don't quote me unless you want to, if you want to help make me famous. But I do believe that because of all of these changes, I feel like there are definitely going to be people who like come up and revolt. Like I feel like there are definitely going to be people who are like, no, we need to protest. We can't just we can't just let them take away our benefits and stuff. Like that's crazy. Um, Cause like just look at history. Like anytime the government gets out of you know what I mean, gets out of line, they're like, no, we the people. Remember that? Even though technically this is all stolen land, but I mean that is the document. It's we the people, and they say the people have more power than the government, or supposed to have more power than the government. Exactly, but it won't be televised. That's what they say. I feel like in this day and age, it definitely will be. I feel like that phrase is outdated. Actually, now that I think about it, considering the way humans have evolved, I think that phrase is a little bit outdated now. It probably definitely will be televised in many ways, and by televised, I just mean broadcast. You know, um, like shared. Even if people just write about it after the fact, you know, it definitely will be documented. Um, but I did actually The reason why I say that though is because I looked up that phrase the other day because I was thinking about this literally, and I looked it up. I was like, "What does that phrase mean? Like, the revolution won't be televised. What does that mean?" And I looked it up, and basically it means that like the biggest revolutions are the ones that happen in private moments. The things that definitely just won't be like. Of course, once again, we live in the age of social media, so a lot of things will be broadcast. But you know, there's certain things that happen internally that just won't be like shared, you know what I mean, like people having revelations and like waking up and stuff like that, that's once again people might talk about it, but generally that's like you can't see that, you know what I mean, you can't see those you know what I mean. And all, yeah, private, the conversations and stuff like that, like most of the time they won't be documented, and it'll just be like silent progress. Also, welcome. I don't know who joined. Are you part of the protest? I I feel like I'm kind of shameful because I feel like I'm too scared to actually get out in the street and like protest. I would love to be brave enough to do that. I will always lift up like the voices, like you know what I mean. People who actually do that, I'll always like repost and like share and stuff like that. But I wish I had the guts to like go out and like actually, you know what I mean, be like, hey, give us our rights or whatever. I don't know, you know. Um, but I don't know. And maybe I shouldn't feel shameful about it. I'm just sharing. It's not. It's not my path. That's a beautiful thing to say. I wasn't laughing at you. I don't know why I laughed, but yeah, I've had a lot of friends who did that. You know what I mean. And once again, I make sure every time I see something like that, I try to like uplift that because I do have a platform over here. I don't. It's not as much of a splash, but over here I do have more followers. So I try to be conscious of what I'm reposting. I don't just repost anything. I mean, sometimes I post silly things, repost silly things, but like generally, like, you know what I mean? If I ever see anything that I feel like needs to be, I'm like, let me just repost this because, you know, you would be lead to it. Oh my gosh, I feel like you're hyping up my ego. It's not working. My ego is dissolved. But there's a part of me that's like, why are you saying these things? um Yeah, I mean, that's definitely not inaccurate. I definitely could be. I don't want to be. And I know that it's a thing that people who don't want to be in charge are usually the best at being in charge. But what does that mean in the grand scheme of it if I still don't want to? You know? Laughter is medicinal, so yes, you said it. Also, welcome. Don't be shy. Or do you, if you want to be shy? Sorry, that was gross. Going to roll, hands busy, watching and listening. Going to roll. What is rolling? Does that mean driving? That's funny. Roll, rock and roll. Excuse me. I need more water. Uh, can I share something with you? You said toke. Can I share something with you about that? So, I've low key been trying to, and I say trying, but I'm using that word lightly, but I've been trying to go sober, or at least hold back on that medication, if you will. And today, I actually didn't smoke. I didn't do that for the entire day, like from like literally, I think after midnight yesterday because I was streaming, um, to like very late in the day, and that I don't know. It was pretty big for me. I was in a lot of pain. It was very painful. Um, to do that. But I feel like it was necessary, and I'm hoping that I'm able to do that again when I don't have the means to do it. But like I don't know, that's the a journey that I've been on, I guess. Because I don't think drugs are bad. Obviously, I don't think marijuana is bad, but I think that it can be a bad thing. It can be a hindrance. But anyways, you didn't necessarily consent to me sharing that. I asked if I could share that, and nobody said anything. You liked the live, I guess that meant yeah. Um, overthinking. I quit and come back to clear my system and go without. Sometimes I need to be back up at 7, so I'm only going to sleep well. I don't sleep long. Um, yeah, life is strange in the best way, and also sometimes not the greatest way. Um, but you gotta appreciate the good parts, I guess. And, it's funny to think about the emotional state that I was in. Hey Mateo, thank you so much for tapping the screen. It's crazy to think about the emotional state that I was in like 24 hours ago or 48 hours ago, I guess. Like I'm over here and I'm in two different places. What's up? What's up? How are you? If you like a card pull, you're welcome to ask. I appreciate that you tapped the screen. Um, I'm just kind of talking, I guess. I'm just rambling. Talking about mental health, I guess, and like sleep and stuff like that. I guess. What is that? What we're talking about? What are we talking about? Also, that's a full circle because you said laughter's medicine, and I mentioned marijuana being medicine, so that was another synchronicity. Love good synchronicity. Is Alex gonna come on his? Is he gonna do what on his break? I know that's not how you meant it, but my brain interpreted that inappropriately. Is he going to visit on his break tomorrow? I'm gonna replace the word with visit. She said I was right. She said that's I interpreted it correctly. What the heck? Oh my god. Oh my god. I got you, Mateo. Give me a second. I didn't read your question. I was too busy reacting to that. What the heck? I really don't know if I should even answer a question like that. That's hilarious. Okay, so you were talking about chain. Are you talking about chain, or are you just double tracking, or what is it? Double back, doubling down. I don't know. What's going with Alex? Is Alex going to whatever on his break tomorrow? Is he gonna stop by? Is he gonna come over? We have the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So I mean, honestly, I feel like it's more of a no. Because the Seven of Cups talks about illusions and stuff like that, and like you said, he usually comes over on his break. So you said I look like him. What the heck? Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. Thanks. Well, I'm not him, so we're not fighting. You said you're fighting right now. I'm not. I'm not. Alex. Ooh, got a training offer. I mean, what do you want to do, Mateo? What do you want to do? I can answer the question via spirit or whatever, but what do you want to do? Best course of action for Mateo. Best course of action for Mateo. I'm gonna like hit the bell. I don't need to do that, but I'm gonna hit the bell. That's why I don't do pendulums. My hand is so unsteady. Alex is good looking too. I'm screaming. Well, thank you for the compliment. You want to accept it? Oh, wow. This is a good card. This would be a clear yes. But that's not the card that came out. This is the card that I pulled. So, what is coming to an end? Or it could just be a no. What's going on with this? I mean, do what you feel is right. You don't listen to me just because I'm pulling cards. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do what you feel is right at the end of the day. But this seems like a very clear no. And it seems like maybe looking in a different direction. Yeah, definitely seems like maybe looking, like, because the Four of Swords, like, you know, meditating on it, praying on it, and all that jazz. Not overthinking it, because I see overthinking it being a possibility. All of this sword energy, but like, yeah. That's a conflict right there, man. Because I feel what the heart wants, but like this. Ooh, that makes me feel responsible. Don't listen to me just because. Don't listen to me. Just meditate on it and like really pray about it and all that jazz. This is telling me no, but like, you know what I mean? Like whatever you choose to do it from a place of like, you know what I mean, peace and like calm. Don't do it out of a state of like, what should I do? Oh my god, I'm scared. Oh my god, my future. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Trying to like take. I gave this advice on my other page actually recently. Like if you're trying to make a decision like that is, you know, whether it could be fear, take time to remove the fear first. Like take some time to breathe and like come to a centered place. Hey Kendall. Hey. Um Also communicate Kate KT, not KKK. Ha K, because K Kendall. That was corny. Corny doesn't start with a K. But, I feel that. I feel that. If that's what you feel, if that's what you, if that's the story, you know what I mean? Then do that, you know? But I definitely feel like a conflict there. If you're interested in reading, it's $15 million. Are you talking about the Kardashians? I'm screaming. I actually have never kept up with the Kardashians. I don't care about the Kardashians. Now the Jenners, that's a different story. If you'd like a mini reading, it's $2, but like a full reading is 15. If you're interested. Hello, hey Teal. Oh my goodness, thank you for the heart me. You're awesome. Did you actually watch that? I'm not judging you, but did you watch that show? You said you're Kim, but yes, that Courtney. Oh yes, your name is Kim. I'm sorry. But why did you say Courtney then? I don't understand why you said Courtney. Her name. Oh, her name is Kendall. Is that why you did? I guess. Oh my gosh, thank you, Kim. I didn't get a notification, but thank you. Oops. Oh my gosh, Kim, you're amazing. Thank you. What show? Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The parasites. Just kidding, they're not parasites. Oh, for legal reasons, I didn't just say that. If any Kardashian is watching, I didn't just call them parasites. But yeah, if you'd like to do that, it's in the intro message. All you have to do is leave the chat and come right back, and it should be, my Cash App is in the intro message. But once again, thank you, Kim, for the Cash App. I appreciate that. You're amazing. 111. It doesn't show the time over here. That's why I had to look over there. I don't know why. That's weird. It doesn't have the time up here. It shows me how long I've been up here. You can't see that. But then it shows the time over here, and I have to like do a thingy to like see how long I've been up here, which I've been up here for, but I've been both up here for like an hour and like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes over here, 4 minutes, because I started over here first, and I think I got off of here and I came back. I don't know. I'm over explaining. That's the Gemini in me. I'm sorry, the Mercury in me. Kendall, what you want to do? Also, that lipstick. You look like you work really well with makeup. I used to fall asleep to makeup videos. I think that's the Libra ascendant in me. I used to love makeup videos, like just watching people put on makeup, and I never did that. I never did foundation, but I do like doing a good eyebrow and like. What? I said eyebrow. Eyelid. This is eyelid. This is eyebrow. And sometimes I would like also do mustache. With my son, Gemini. I thought you knew that. I'm a Gemini in the 9th house. 8th house if you don't use whole sign. But I like to be organized, so I use whole sign. What's going on with Kendall? What's going with Kendall? Thank you. What's going with Kendall? If you have any specific questions, you will welcome to ask. Otherwise, I'm just gonna flow. So, let me know. Which I think Scorpio is in my 2nd house. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking. Scorpio is in my 2nd house, so I feel like I could understand. That makes sense. That's an interesting realization. If you know, you're really smart. Yeah, it's because I have a lot of Gemini or Virgo in my chart. I need to know if me and Jordan are gonna be okay. He might be moving away. No, everybody's gonna die. He's gonna die, you're gonna die, I'm gonna die, and yeah. So, expect that in like 100 years or so. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I'm just being silly. I'm sorry. That could be a message for you. Using humor, being light about like, you know what I mean, the situation. Or maybe this person is very humorous. I don't know. And will your trip go through? Or will your trip go well? Okay, what's going on with Jordan and Kendall? Jordan and Kendall. Jordan and Kendall. I mean, let's start with the positive card first. We have the Sun card. This is the card that just fell on my lap. We have the Tower card. So, the Tower card isn't necessarily destruction. It's not the worst thing in the world. It is destruction. I don't know why I just said that. It's not the worst thing in the world, though. It just means that you don't have a solid foundation, and like you need to like look at the foundation. Like before any natural disaster strikes, you need to like look at the foundation. And when I say that, like when we're talking about relationships, foundations are like, trust, communication. You mentioned communication, respect, things like that. Um, you know, and then we do have the Sun card here. So like bringing those cracks to light. I don't know why I said cracks like that. I don't know why cracks is relevant. I'm not looking too deeply into that, but I feel like that's something. I don't know what that is. I feel like I know what that is, but that's none of my business. That's not relevant to anything. Anyways, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not even right. Maybe I'm not even correct. Maybe what I'm thinking is wrong. But that's it came through very clearly. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm sorry. I don't mean to put that information out there, if that's a thing. I'm personally a meth guy, but don't tell anybody. Or used to be. Used to be. Let me be very clear. Used to be. I don't do that anymore. But that was my thing. That was my DOC. Anyways, enough about me. Let's think about me. Anyways, but yeah, that's what I have when it comes to Jordan and you. I think it's just really necessary to look at the foundation and make sure you guys are on the same page. And if you can't get on the same page, then like maybe just like that's. I could have used scissors, like separating. That's what that was supposed to be. Okay, what's going on with this trip? What's going on with this trip? What's going on? What's going on with this trip? Where are you going? Are you going to Cancun? Where are you going on your trip? On your favorite rocket ship? We have the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the King of Cups. I don't think it's going to be terrible. I'm not seeing anything bad. I'm seeing like a good time. Oh, Canada. Ooh, nice. What did I say? What did I say? I don't know what I said. Whatever I said was a joke. I didn't say Timbuktu. I don't know what I just said. Anyways, but you said Canada. We have six of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So are you going with your boyfriend? Are you going? Oh, Cancun. I don't even know what Cancun is. Thank you. No, I do know what Cancun is. I think that's where people go naked and stuff. Is he like a water sign? What is he? I mean, he doesn't have to be a water sign, but this just means that he's like in tune with his emotions, I guess. Or that he's emotionally abusive. But I'm not saying that. That would be if it was. I'm not saying that. That's just what I felt called to say, because that would be what it would mean if it was in reverse. That like. Anyways, I'm sorry. This isn't necessarily a tarot lesson. I do have videos, I guess, on this page where I do kind of like low-key teach tarot in like different philosophical ways, I guess. Anyways, he's a Scorpio. Ooh, nice. Mexico Cancun, but oh, LOL. I guess I could have looked it up too. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything terrible. I don't know if you do social media, but that could be relevant. I'm feeling with Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is about cooperation and collaboration. So once again, when I first looked at it, I just kind of thought, oh, you guys are going to work well together. You're going to have a good time. But there is a thing about recognition with this card, with like being recognized, being seen. So that could be relevant for you if you are working in social media or anything like that. Oh no. I wish I didn't pull another card. Why did I pull another card? We have the Seven of Swords. I don't know what that's about. Maybe you're not being seen. Maybe that's not what's happening. But Four of Wands coming through. That's what it is. I thought that in the back of my head. I wish I would have said that, because now it just feels like I'm like piggybacking. But I did think that. I was like, maybe this is being seen by him, um, and that kind of confirms it, with the Four of Wands. There's like inner child stuff coming through with the Six of Cups energy. Because that sort of thing really does stem from childhood. Uh, you know what I mean? And like, we can do that through our partners. We can, like, you know what I mean, do it in the present moment, but really it stems back. You know what I mean? It's not him necessarily. He's just helping you to like see it, in a way. And I feel like that's what the Sun card was about. It's like illuminating, uh, what is not necessarily super visible. Um, this got really heavy. Seven of Swords, beware, period. His inner child, both of you. Both of your inner child. Maybe at different times. But I feel like it's definitely both of your inner child. That's definitely... But more so we're focused on you. We can't really focus too much on him, because this is you. You know what I mean? We can't force him to do anything. We could try. I mean, you could try. I don't do that. But, there's like an energy of wanting to cry. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna close this out, but I'm gonna, like, if it's okay, I'm gonna like lovingly send you some healing energy. May the angels pee on you if you like. Just kidding. Angels don't pee. I don't think they have genitals. But you know what I mean. May they rain down upon you. Yeah, because there's like, now I'm just like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. But it's okay to cry. I think specifically, as a person who does not have very much water in their chart, I think when we do feel those intense emotions, it can be very, if I can freaking speak properly, when we're feeling those intense emotions, it can be really helpful to focus our minds on like what we want out of those emotions. You know what I mean? Release is also important, yes, but specifically I think it's really important, like emotional alchemy, you know, being aware where your thoughts are, what you're manifesting in a way when you're feeling those feelings, because it's power, it's energy, you know what I mean? And if you're not aware of, like you said, awareness, like if you're not aware of that, who knows what you're manifesting? Maybe more of the heartache, maybe more of the sadness, you know? Oh, now I'm gonna have to share this live. I'm gonna have to make this public. I'm gonna do it over here though, because it takes longer over here, and I actually have to stay in the, I have to like watch the whole video. But yeah, you know, I also, well, I wouldn't say crying, not like tears. I haven't been crying tears, but I've also been kind of crying a lot. It takes a lot to get me to cry tears specifically, but I have been like, you know, maybe not that specific face, but passions and heal. Oh my god. Hello. Or did I read that wrong? Is it passion, sand, heal? I don't think that's what it is. I think it's passions and heal. I'm sorry to misinterpret. But welcome. How are you? Also, I don't like the saturation on this. I changed it to the saturation, but like, what is wrong with TikTok's camera quality? Because maybe it's just my perception of myself, but I feel like this camera is not that great. And this is technically a worse camera. This is an iPhone. I'm like, what is it? What's going on with your name? Vanity. Anyways, thank you for the kind words, by the way. I was in flow, so I was trying not to like tune into the comments, but I appreciate that you know, gratitude is a good thing to hold. You know what I mean? That's something I've had to work on. Like, I get very distracted very easily, and So sometimes I have to force myself not to look at the at the at the comments or like respond to the comments because automatically I'm thinking of a response. I'm like, so I have to like redirect my focus. Hello, Ruby. Where's Max? Like 4? What? Oh, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. LOL. That's funny. Because she said, I don't know. I didn't really think this was going to be a good live. I thought this was going to be a really trash live. So thank you for everyone's presence. I appreciate that you were here to facilitate this or whatever. Or facilitate? Participate? Oh my gosh, Ruby. You just called me love. How dare you? How dare you trigger me like that? I'm kidding. That's also something, though, for my own healing that I have to, like, mentally, that I have had to and also have to presently work through. I mean, not to disclose my government name, but, like, the word love is in my name. And you would think that I would like be more comfortable saying the word, but like it really did like I love you. Oh my god, ew, gross. But you know what I mean? Like I mean it, but you know what I mean? It's just like saying the word is like a lot. Cool, number 4. What? Yes. There's also 4 over here. I'm pointing to number 9 over here actually. That's funny. There's a 4 on this screen on YouTube. And then there's a 9 over here. That's crazy. The placement is like perfectly aligned. And then that's a picture of my face over on TikTok. But over here it's like a picture of you can't even see the timer. I can see the timer. But yeah, I'm just rambling. I'm not really saying anything. I'm just talking. I'm wasting my breath. This was a really good live. I feel like a lot of really important things were said in this live, so I guess I'm proud of that. Sometimes I do shock myself, though. I'm like, I said that? That came out of me? Like with my music, sometimes I listen back to my music and I'm like, I did that? I made that? That came out of my throat? That's crazy. You ever have that feeling? Like you create something, you make something, or you say something and you're like, that came out of my body? My body produced that? You know? It's a good feeling. I mean, not necessarily for the ego. Maybe for some people's ego. I'm not necessarily saying that, but it definitely feels good to like recognize that like, you're able to produce something that is valuable. You're gifted. Thank you. I think you are too. What's your gift? Is your gift being kind and polite? That's a gift, I think. A lot of people are actually very not kind and polite. Causing people to feel it's not a real concept, so I get it. Yeah, love has also been very commercialized. That's also a factor that I've noticed in my short time on this earth. Like, it's very, like, especially during the holiday season, like, the way that they just plaster the word around everywhere. It, like, not to say that it's become cheap, but it's become, like, very cheap. It's like, what does this word even mean? Like, do we not understand what this word means? Like, to me, it's a very heavy word. Like I said, it's a very heavy word. I don't like just saying it often. I've kind of developed a language where I say it relatively often, but it doesn't necessarily feel right just coming out of my mouth all the time. But once again, I feel like that's something I need to work through. So, I don't know. Pat myself. Yes, pat yourself. Pat. Thank you for correcting yourself. I wasn't going to like call it out, but I appreciate that you corrected. Also, I don't think that they do this for like a whole hour. Cuz this is what we're listening to. Sorry for the saturation. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix that, but that's, and it's for a whole hour, and I'm like, do they just sit there for a whole hour, or do they like also, you know? Because I've heard that sometimes they like edit it. Valentine's Day, oh my gosh, bad business person because I don't necessarily adhere to holidays. Yes, exactly. Period. Like, love me all year, not one day. Exactly. But also, what was I saying? What did I just say? I forgot what I just said. That's how you know you're being present. If you forget what you said, if you forget what you're about to say, which I do appreciate sometimes, but it's also annoying being so present. I don't know. But I think I'm gonna get off of here soon. I feel like a disturbance coming on. Incorrect, auto incorrect bots I revolt against. That's funny. Kim, I appreciate you a lot. And everybody else who's here, if anybody else is here, I appreciate you. Equally, if not less, I guess. I don't know. But that was a joke. But you know what I mean. You get me. I think. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I hope, and I wish that you have a beautiful rest of your night. And you should stay groovy. Keep the faith. Um, and yeah, much love to you.